Hi Gemini, welcome to your mid-month reading for July. I'm going to be taking a look at the person on your mind, how you feel about them, how they feel about you, the connection between the two of you. I will be clarifying each card. So energies can change as I clarify. This is general. It may not resonate for everyone. If it does, go ahead and hit that like button. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. It helps me to pick up on your energy for all future reads. At the end of your reading, I will be pulling an oracle message from the Spirit Messages Oracle deck to give us some more insight, guidance, and clarification on your situation. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right in for Gemini. Show me how they feel about the person on their mind, how this person feels about Gemini, and the connection between the two. All right. All right. Overall energy to your reading here, Gemini, is going to be the Eight of Swords, feeling stuck in your thoughts, both of you in a sense. However, how you feel about them is you feel the Four of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, and the Six of Swords. So you feel that this person is stubborn, inconsistent. Sometimes you make plans and they don't follow through. And so you're done with their inconsistency, their games, them being a player, whatever. You're like, they just keep playing games and I don't have time for this. So you're moving on. All right. How they feel about you is that they want to make a choice here. It's like they're choosing to be busy with work and other things like that. So they have their defenses up. It's like they're choosing work and they're like, I don't need anybody. I don't have time for love. I don't have time for a relationship, anything like that. And so they put their defenses up and they're not backing down here as well. They also feel that you're always too busy for them. So they're just matching that energy. The connection between the two of you, the Six of Wands, Two of Cups, and the Five of Wands, it's really challenging to have a relationship even though you two really like each other. And it could be very successful. There's a lot of competition when it comes to love or making things work between the two of you here. So let's go ahead and start clarifying. We're going to start with this Four of Pentacles. Okay, so because of this person's stubbornness, you decided that you're going to take matters in your own hands. It was a lot, but you took the responsibility of opening up and finding a right way to say how you felt here. We have the Queen of Swords, the Magician, and the Ten of Wands. Bottom of the deck is the Six of Swords. So you were constantly going to see them, making plans to see them. You were always the one taking the responsibility here to figure things out of what we're going to do, where we're going to go, you know, when we're going to have a good time, all of that. And so it got really old because you felt like they were not putting in 50-50, which is very frustrating to you. So you end up telling them, like calling them out on their BS here, finding a way to say what you need to say, even though it was hard to do for some things, but you managed to just tell them, like, I'm moving on. I'm done. So I'm not going to carry this weight. Let's go ahead and clarify that Knight of Wands. You really like them, like you wanted to love this person and invest in them, and you feel heartbroken because this person was very inconsistent with you. You tried to get through the challenges, the strength card, you weren't going to give up that easily, but with this person's inconsistency of not being able to commit and running away, it was really difficult. And you're like, I was really disappointed because they weren't going to change. They were very stubborn when it came to love and sticking around. So we had the Queen of Cups, the Four of Pentacles, and that Three of Swords. Let's go ahead and clarify this Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is clarified by the Ten of Cups, the World card, the Devil, as well as the Two of Cups at the bottom of the deck right here. So moving on from this person out of this storm, you're moving towards wanting more, wanting that happily ever after, and in search of it. And it feels like you're really committed to finding your soulmate here, you know, away from this person, because this person was attached to things that were not good. Also, you don't want unhealthy attachments. You're closing the chapter on unhealthy attachments, or even, you know, just being physically attracted to someone or going after people like that forbidden fruit. Maybe you're like someone who likes, you know, people that come off really cool or uninterested, and that's what you're attracted to. Whatever that is, that unhealthy attachment, you're closing the chapter on that. You want real love, and that's what you're heading towards. So let's go ahead and clarify the Two of Wands for how they feel about you. All right, so we have the Two of Wands, we have the Page of Swords, the Page of Wands, and the Five of Wands at the bottom of the deck right here. They felt like we were talking, you know, and there was communication between the two of us. I thought everything was comfortable, and then they feel that you relayed to them that you weren't interested. You brought some news of, I'm going to move on. I'm going to see what else is out there because I don't want to stay in this anymore. And they felt that they had to compete for your time, which made it very difficult because they didn't want to do that. They didn't want to have to compete with other people to win you over. And that some of you did have that argument. Let's go ahead and clarify that Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is clarified by the Empress, the Moon, the Four of Swords, as well as the King of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So they were rationalizing here that, you know, you deserve better. You deserve so much more. And maybe this was an illusion and I was not what you were looking for. So they're accepting this by breaking that communication and just being cold, like, I'm going to focus on work. I'm not going to focus on love. You know, Gemini wants to do their own thing. That's fine. I'm going to just let them go. And so they're allowing themselves to heal from that, but they're seeing this as maybe everything between Gemini wasn't real at all. Let's go ahead and clarify that Seven of Wands. They're trying to stay focused on themselves, but they are having a lot of other options. People that want to go out with them, that are showing that they're in love with them, that it's too much for them. So they're very defensive when it comes to love. and opening up to love because they don't want to get hurt. They worry that if they try to open their heart to someone else, the same thing will happen again. But we have the Seven of Cups, the King of Cups, and the Nine of Swords, as well as the Eight of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So, you know, very in their thoughts of insecurity about whatever went wrong between Gemini and I just don't want to go through that again. So they're standing their ground and, you know, protecting themselves from other options of people who really like them and want to give them time and attention. It stresses them out because they're not ready for it. They're feeling trapped by like all these people that are coming after them and wanting to go out with them, like, oh, you're single? Oh, okay, what happened to Gemini? Or people that don't know them that approach them, they're like, I'm not looking for this. So let's go ahead and get the outcome between you and this person. I see no communication. The Two of Swords at the bottom of the deck. They're going to suppress their feelings even though they feel that you're their soulmate and they want to apologize to you. They feel like it's too late because you've already walked away. So the Two of Cups, the Page of Cups, and the Eight of Cups. So, you know, they might act like, all right, you know, I have to understand that Gemini wants to leave and that's okay. But you walking away, they just feel like they can't go backwards. I'm not going to go backwards. I'm just going to forget about it and not even try to reach out to Gemini, but they feel like they want to apologize and be like, I'm sorry, and then talk about things because you're someone who understands them and they felt a lot of love with you and that everything was working out till it wasn't. So let's go ahead and get an oracle message for you. What do you want Gemini to know about their reading? Don't lose sight of this truth. You came here to evolve and grow. It is necessary to experience the difficult times. That is when you will grow most. There is always light at the end of the tunnel. Be proud of your journey. Okay, and then at the end of at the bottom of the deck, sometimes walking away is the only option. Not because you want to make someone miss you or realize they took you for granted, but because you finally respect yourself enough to know you deserve better, and you felt you weren't getting what you were looking for with this person, and that they were inconsistent, that they canceled plans, that they couldn't give you more, and they're starting to realize that now, but they're not going to open up and come to you with an apology and say anything. So Gemini, this is what I have for you. If it resonates with your situation, go ahead and hit that like button. I will see you in your next reading coming up. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.